presented by National Stock Exchange.
Look, this investment guru tips will double your money. Just claim the offer.
Double your money from any random group. Pay attention. Promising double returns, they'll lure you in tight. Unverified groups will send fake tips overnight, emptying your pockets before you can fight.
Well said! Well said! Well said!
SEBI and NSE advise consult only SEBI registered advisors and make payments only to verified accounts or UPI IDs. An investor awareness initiative by SEBI and NSE.
Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is Market Today, a show where we'll help you understand the entire trade setup and all the market action that you need to know right at the beginning of the session today. Of course, the markets have settled slightly higher as was indicated by the GIFT Nifty as well. 25,512, about 88 points higher on the Nifty. All the sectors are indicative of a positive start. So after yesterday's painful trade in the markets, we are seeing some buying action return to the D Street across the board and even on the IT stocks, which have had a rough run in the last couple of trading sessions. We could be seeing again a positive start on the IT stocks today. Metals, which continued to shine even yesterday despite the all across negative mood, that continues to be up as well. Real estate, broader markets, all of these stocks are higher, sectors are higher and are indicating to a positive start at 9:15. Looking at the Nifty, it could be again the IT stocks that could be the winners in trade. So TCS, Infosys, Tech Mahindra, these could be the stocks that could be starting as the top gainers on the Nifty today. Let me now welcome on board Sakshi Batra, editor for markets on Business Today Television, and of course our external guest, Mr. Sharad Awasthi, head of research at Smith, also joining in on the program. Good morning to both of you. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Sakshi, what is going to be on your radar today?
Well, Sakshi, good morning to you and a very warm welcome to Sharadji. What is going to happen is that any gap up in the Nifty will be sold into, that is, यही प्रथा चली आई है पिछले अगर आप 2-3 महीने को देखें तो just keep Nifty out of the way. Focus on sectors where you have strong trades emerging. They are metals after a correction in the month of February. Today is the start of the first day of the March F&O expiry. So focus on metals. Focus on the bounce that is coming into PSU banks. Forget IT. Forget realty. The biggest casualty of Bangalore will be realty companies where all these software developers who will soon be out of jobs will not be able to honor their commitments on the housing projects that they've purchased. So PSU banks, FMCG to some extent, and of course the FinServ space. These are looking really good. Commodities, energy, especially PSU energy stocks, NTPC and the OMC setups are very, very strong. Focus on that. Forget Nifty, forget Nifty IT, forget realty. Whenever that pain is absorbed, we'll come back to you.
IT space, do you also believe that all these spurts should be ignored at this point in time and one should just not yet be very aggressive in buying the dip or looking at the attractive prices on the IT space because of the uncertainty that's grappling us in the way of AI disruption, and every day we are hearing of newer spaces getting disrupted? How are you approaching IT?
I think I will have a totally contrarian view to what Shailji was just saying.
Okay.
I think this is a very good opportunity to get into IT stocks. I'm not saying that this is the bottom. Maybe you see some more pain. But if you look at valuation comfort at current prices, I think it's a very decent level to look at. Across the board, I think stocks like IT, L&T, TCS, Infosys, Coforge, etc. look like very decent bets. So we think this is a good time to accumulate these stocks. AI, certainly disruption will happen, was on the way. So I think that will happen. But I don't think that is a story that's emanating, immediately. 5-7 years down the line, yeah, certainly it could be something. But I think most IT companies in India are also prepared for that. So we are not very bothered. Market reactions exaggerate on both sides. So that gives you an opportunity to enter. So I think this is a good opportunity to enter into IT stocks.
Good opportunity to enter into IT stocks. 2 minutes to go before the markets open at this point in time. I also want to get a sense overall strategy from you. In case we have to take an overall view in the markets amidst all these uncertainties, where are the safe pockets emerging?
I think again something very different to what Shell just said. Shelji just said, I think real estate is a good pocket that we are looking at. Valuations are good. Within IT, as we said, IT is a good pocket. I think PSU banks could be something where me and Shelji would agree that that is one pocket that probably is looking at one more rally going ahead. Metals across the board, we are not very bullish, but maybe some auto stocks could look good, like an escorts could look good over the next 6-7 months because the results, etc., should be good. The transition should play out very nicely. So I think these are the few ideas you can look at. Largely in terms of pockets, I think real estate, OMCs, yeah, as Shelji also said, that seems like a good pocket to have. HPCL is our top bet there. I think we have a lot of upside there. And oil, even E&P companies, I think they are good bets at these valuations, oil and ONGC. But the flip side is that the general view about oil could be lower, so that could not, impact you a bit. But otherwise, I think, yeah, PSU banks, real estate, IT, these could be very good contra bets to look at.
Okay, but you did talk about metals, and Vedanta, I think, has got a big, stock upgrade, 75% kind of a surge in the price targets here by BofA, upgrading the stock to a buy. Do you think this should be really looked at as the biggest opportunity in the metal space right now?
Yeah, maybe if you look at EV/EBITDA multiples, most probably Vedanta is a bit cheaper vis-a-vis most of the other stocks. So maybe there is some opportunity. But we personally are avoiding the space for the time being.
Okay, about 5 seconds to go before the markets open. At this point in time, viewers, we are looking at an across-the-board positive move. The Nifty started to move 25,550. So we've opened above 25,500 and about 25,550 as well. 143 points higher in trade. The Nifty Bank about 0.3% higher. The Nifty is doing better than the Nifty Bank at this point in time. The IT index is the top sectoral mover, 2.5% higher. So climbing up and recovering some of the lost ground as of yesterday. Metals about 1% higher. You're also looking at the infra stocks about 0.4% up. Broader markets, mid and small caps about 0.3% up. All the sectors positive. On the Nifty, the top gainers right at the open are Tech Mahindra 3% higher. HCL Tech 2.5% up. Wipro up by 2%. TCS Infosys. All the 5 gainers on the Nifty are from the IT pack. Now when we look at the laggards, you have Dr. Reddy's, Maruti, Eicher Motors, oil and natural gas. You also have Coal India as among those stocks that are declining in trade. Shell, what else catches your attention right at the open?
Well, Sakshi, yesterday's very, very large red candle was worth 300 points on the red side, and there is a modest gap up. You've rightly mentioned that top 5 gainers are on the tech side. This is a fresh monthly expiry taking route. 1 or 2 days we will give to the bulls to feel happy, but let's look at what the broader sectors are telling us. Metals 1% higher. Out of 15 stocks, 12 are in the green. Overall 1369 stocks are in the green versus 463. So that is something to be very positive about, but give it 1 hour, you will see selling pressure coming in. Record highs on JSW Steel, Jindal Steel and Power, Bharat Forge, Indian Bank and JB Pharma and Chemicals. So focus on this side, metals, PSU banks, and to some extent we'll also look at the OMC space, BPCL, HPCL, IOC and NTPC. Sakshi.
Okay, let's actually focus on the Tata Group yet again, viewers. We all know how yesterday, an unexpected development, the reappointment of Tata Sons chairman N. Chandrasekaran has been deferred. We have been tracking this story since last morning for you, and Krishna Gopalan, executive editor of Business Today magazine, is with us to share more details on the same. Krishna, we were discussing how this has been an early decision that the board was trying to make when it comes to N. Chandra's continuation at the helm of affairs, because his term only expires next year. And then by the end of the session, we actually saw, and there were reports indicating that yes, N. Chandra's a reappointment has been deferred now, and probably there'll be another board meeting that will reconvene to discuss as to what are the pending issues that need to be resolved. What are the issues that we are looking at right now?
Hi, morning, Sakshi. Nice to be here. As we did discuss yesterday, I think there were a couple of issues that did look challenging. I think more specifically led by the fact that some of the sunrise businesses were loss-making, and that quite clearly was brought up by Noel Tata yesterday. I just want to highlight a few points. One, Noel Tata is just not a director on the board of Tata Sons, but also chairman of Tata Trust. So he comes on to the board of Tata Sons as a nominee of Tata Trust, putting him in an extremely critical position. So as things stand, the next date in terms of when the board meeting might be held is still up in the air. That lack of certainty is a little odd, and it's also killing in some sense. The other thing is Chandra's reappointment that took place in 2022 was unanimous. Yesterday, of course, as all of us know, has been deferred. So it kind of stands out in stark similarity. The way I think we are seeing the development as it's progressing, it opens up multiple options because we still don't know how it's going to play out. People have been speaking of perhaps limited tenure for Chandra, maybe 2 years or not 5 years, but all that will be clear only when the board gets together, probably sometime in June. So even now between Feb and June, obviously a lot is waiting to play out.
Absolutely. So the big question now will be why the reappointment process probably was triggered so early. There will be many other questions that will be answered. Of course, like you pointed out, 2/3 of the entire Tata Trust is owned by, of course, Tata Sons, and Noel Tata, the chairperson there, has put forward some conditions there, especially with regards to Shapoorji Pallonji issue that needs to be get settled at this point in time. What next do we expect now? When is the next board meeting? What will happen up until then?
I think nothing is more important than the board getting together to decide who's going to take charge. Will it be Chandra for a fresh term, potentially reduced term, or whatever? We look at multiple options. The lack of clarity is a little worrying right now because investors don't like that. And we're speaking of Feb and we're speaking of June. We are still about 4 months away. So at this point, the issues that he's raised are very, very big. And all this, please understand, comes in context of at least $100 billion capex that's been outlined for sectors like semiconductors, digital, and all of it. So is all that up in the air? Is all that in limbo? These are questions that remain. So I think till the time the board gets together, it's a little unknown. But I must add a point here. Between now and the next board meeting, in every sense of what anything can really happen.
Okay, Krishna, keep an eye out on all those developments. These are very, very important developments that we'll keep an eye out on and share all the details with our viewers as things progress on that front. But for now, uncertainty continues to be when it comes to who will be the next leader at the helm of affairs. Will it be again N. Chandra? Will it be somebody else? And of course, many other questions that remain unanswered at this point in time. Thank you so much, Krishna, for getting us all of those details. Sharaji, I'll come to you. With respect to the Tata Group, we know that the stock market performance has been underwhelming when it comes to Tata Group the entire last year when it compares to the other large conglomerates and how they have performed in the markets as well. And now, there are several other issues that are being raised. When it comes to N. Chandra, who's already led successful almost 2 consecutive terms. And now the question of legalities, issues with Shapoorji Pallonji, who will be the next term of affairs. There's been so much talked about over the last couple of months on the board enunciation, who will be the members of the board, who will take it forward. How are you looking at all of these aspects? For a normal retail investor, what would you say all these issues should augur?
I think these are challenges that you see normally in every business, and this is a large conglomerate. Obviously, news surrounding the chairmanship, etc., has a lot of buzz around it. And since Mr. Noel Tata is the new person on board, he will have his own preferences and his own way of running the business, how he wants to look at it. But I think as an investor, it would be best to, brush aside this uncertainty because you're talking about a large corporation with so many large corporations within it. And I think the way Mr. Noel Tata has also turned the trend around, I think there would be a lot of hopes with respect to the total business also. So I think whoever is the chairman, I think N. Chandra has done a fantastic job. But I think even if someone else comes in, there might be short-term uncertainty. But the way I'm looking at it, I think the best approach should be to focus on valuations. And right now, when I look at most Tata stocks, whether it's Tata Elxsi, Tata Motors, PV particularly, TCS, Tata Communication, I think you could right now have a basket of index based on Tata Group itself because most of the things look very attractive at these valuations. So I think just brush aside the news and focus on stocks where valuations are comfortable. and just sit on them for maybe next 1.5 years. I think the valuations are such that they offer a lot of margin of safety, so the upsides could be very high for most of these stocks.
Okay, Shell, anything else that has caught your attention first? About 5-7 minutes out, and we are looking at holding on to the gains that we started off with at least.
Well, that's right, Sakshi. 5 minutes is too short a time, but 143 points higher. And as you've been pointing out, it's the IT space. Look at what is helping the Nifty on its way up. Infosys, TCS, and the two banks, ICICI and HDFC Bank, in this sequence, contributing 27, 16, 13 and 11 points respectively to Nifty's green total. What's pulling down the Nifty, nothing to be worried about. These are very, very low weights. But HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank in top shape. Remember, HDFC Bank is below 200-day DMA. So this is an opportunity. Infosys, TCS, these are probably sell on rise. Let us see how it goes. There is a fear and greed report by Jefferies today, which says it provides an opportunity to get into IT, but let us see. But at this point of time, this is what it is. Sakshi, Polycab, fresh record high. Power India, fresh record high. Cummins, a record high, and Bharat Forge. So the entire manufacturing setup on the energy space is doing really good. ABB, maybe Sharadji can offer an opinion, as also Cummins, which is a very, very strong data play. You are going to see a 4-digit change in this, 4,900. You'll probably see 5,000 fairly soon. Sakshi.
Okay. Any viewpoint that you'd like to share, Sharadji, here on ABB Cummins?
Yeah, I think Cummins is not expensive now. You would not call it expensive at these valuations. Sometime back, maybe the valuations were a bit stretched. ABB, as Shailji is rightly saying, I think the opportunities, the type of work that they are looking at, there could be a lot of opportunity that unfold. But I think the valuations are a bit stretched unless and until forward numbers get re-rated substantially. We would not be looking at ABB, but Cummins is something that you can start looking at.
Okay. Let me also take a view from you, Sharadji, on the new age tech stocks, the food delivery giants, Eternal and Swiggy. We know that from the last entire 1 week, these stocks have been under pressure. 6 consecutive days of a fall on Eternal, and Swiggy also down by about down for almost 4 or 5 sessions in the last entire week, but some uptick today. Now, this has happened after Bernstein has again reiterated its bullish stance on both these companies. In fact, up to a 60% kind of a surge is what, or an upside is what they are expecting at this point in time. The large disruptions and that caused a lot of decline in the last few days was largely again led by AI, and how that could again disrupt the entire business at this point in time. What's your sense here?
Yeah, I think again I would brush aside the AI uncertainty. I think there will be impacts, but it is not that everything's going to change overnight and rest of the companies would not adapt. Valuations are comfortable. I think in terms of EV to sales, both companies offer good opportunity. And if you look at the long term, I think over the next 5-7 years, you can expect the business sizes to be 5-7 times of current value. So I think they offer a very high growth trajectory over the next 5-7 years. And even in a 1-2 year kind of horizon, I think once the uncertainty dies down, there is a high probability that trade at 7-8 times EV to sales. So I think there's a good opportunity to get into these stocks. I would not be very unnerved with the uncertainty around them right now.
Okay, fair point. Right, Shell, anything else that's caught your attention in the broader markets maybe?
Yes, Sakshi, Schaeffler, very strong set of earnings coming in. The top traded, the top gainer in terms of both price and volume, 3.3% higher. We don't see that kind of a volume. 3 lakh shares traded on Schaeffler in the first 10 minutes of trade, 4.5 times the average. So you have that coming in. Star Health, you and I have discussed this counter many times, much below IPO price. But today you have a 3% uptick here, 10% down on Premier Energies, 10% down on Vari Energy. Again, earnings led, and of course you have strength coming in L&T Technologies. This is the second rung of mid-cap IT. So whether that's a dead cat bounce or value being purchased, only time will tell. Sharad ji is very, very correct in saying that this is perhaps value. Let us see how that goes. But bounces in the PSE index, Sakshi. Look at how HAL is moving, 3995. Again, very, very risky. But PSU banks in top shape. Canara Bank 158, Bank of Baroda 313, Indian Bank fresh record high, PNB in the green, and of course a bit of profit booking in SBI, but no regrets on profit booking.
Okay. Schaffler, interestingly, you pointed out this is right after the earnings have come in and the company has also announced a 35 rupees per share dividend as well as of yesterday. This is as far as the earnings are concerned, the Q4 calendar year 2025. The profit has risen by risen to 322 crores and revenue has also jumped by 28% year on year, with sequential profit also up by 11%. So robust operational performance also coming along. On Schaffler, would you take a bet at this point, Sharad ji?
I think again an excellent company, but again valuations might be a bit stretched at current prices. I haven't really seen the results as such in detail, so I will not be able to comment. But generally, I think this whole space trades at a bit of a premium valuation. This is an excellent company, has an excellent track record over the next 10 15 years. Sustainable growth, but I think not to buy into the euphoria. I think valuations are not very comforting at these levels, so you could wait a bit. When you get a dip of around 5-10%, maybe that's a good level to look at these stocks.
Okay, Sharad ji, thank you so much then for being with us in the morning edition and giving us all your insights across the board in the markets. Always good to be speaking with you and hope you have a fantastic time. We'll see you soon on another edition as well. Thank you so much. Gaurav Sharma now joins in, Associate Vice President and Head of Research at Globe Capital, to share with us his insights on the markets. Hi Gaurav, good morning to you. Good to have you with us. Your sense of how the markets are, there is some recovery, but the key question is, will it sustain? We've been time and again seeing 25,800 as a crucial resistance in the markets. Will it continue to prove to be again the same, or will there be any chance to really move up higher? What are you doing in this absolute range-bound trade in the markets?
Sakshi, there are in this single question there are too many to answer. So I'll put in step by step. Firstly, a Nifty index, yes, a bounce is saying market breadth is good. Broad-based buying is witnessed in today's trade, but as of now, I'm simply not interested in buying any of those. We are having a view that till the point Nifty index is trading below 25,600, 620 spot levels, it is a sell and rise kind of a market. There are multiple resistances placed nearby, so we are maintaining a cautious approach. Now the question comes, what we are very interested in, we are sitting with our old goals, that is the PSU banks, some bit of NBFC stocks, and some of the pharma stocks are looking very much attractive. The likes of Torrent Pharma, Network Pharma, they are doing good. The hospital stock, KIMS, Fortis, they are also at attractive levels and good trading propositions are available here. Apart from this, in today's trade, what I have noticed is metal stocks are getting back into action. They can also be considered. Something like the National Aluminium is at a very attractive price. It has corrected too much. Now it is all set for a fresh up move. Same is the case with Hindustan Zinc and Hindustan Copper.
Absolutely. Shell, anything else? It's almost 15 minutes out. The candle is getting formed. What's the exact situation we are at?
Well, Sakshi, you're absolutely right. The first 15 minutes of the candle as far as the Nifty is concerned is formed. Let me just raise that at my end. It's a gap up, and the second candle, which is from 9:30 onwards, is a bit lower. Let me just be a little positive. But it's the first day of the expiry, and February has been bad. So 1 or 2 days you have to give it to the bulls. Let's see how it goes. But even at this level 25,600. There is a major resistance in front of us. Let's see how this gets navigated, but a lot of call writing at that level in the first 20 seconds of trade. National Aluminium doing really well. Canara Bank fresh record high. Look at Steel Authority. So metals is one space that I'd be very positive about. February was bad for them, a lot of profit booking. So a nice swing trade in the making, 1.4% higher on the metals index, Sakshi.
Absolutely. Gaurav, any key stock ideas that you would like to indicate for our viewers that you are bullish on right now?
Yes, I'll stick with metals for that. National Aluminium is one stock. From a positional standpoint, this stock is looking very attractive at a price close to 350. There is a very value buying that I can see here from a short to medium term perspective. Take a close stop at 335, buy the stock here, and look for targets close to 400 and beyond in the next 1 or 2 months.
Okay, got that. What about IT stocks? We've been discussing that all through. There's a relief rally in place today. Infosys, TCS are leading the IT rebound, 2% higher for the index as well. Many stocks jumping up to 5% after a near 5-day rout that we have seen in the IT stocks. What would you do here?
I'll suggest traders who have a very strong heart should consider those, and investors should not miss those.
Okay, that's an interesting take there as well. What about the broader markets, Gaurav? Are you keeping an attention on the broader markets, mid and small caps? Is it encouraging you with some stock ideas?
Well, absolutely. We are sticking with the sectors first. Say, for example, from the mid-cap case, again, I would look at some of the PSU banks, the Canaras, the Bank of Indias. They are pretty much attractive. Same goes with the metals and with some of the pharma stocks and the hospital stocks that I had listed just before in this particular session also. KIMS, Fortis, these are pretty well placed and somewhat of a safer bets in current market scenarios. Metals I like because they have corrected and they are all set for a bounce back. Similarly, the Netcos and although the torrent is flaring up and up and up, but this momentum is likely to continue and Netco is on verge of a reversal here. So they can be considered from the mid-cap space.
Okay, fair point. Well, let me actually also ask you, Shell was also talking about HAL, and we have a report that CLSA has come out with, and CLSA has called HAL shares the cheapest pure play defense stock in India, despite the recent concerns that have actually come in on the execution front and some of the issues that we've been looking at on HAL for the last couple of weeks, and that has put some pressure on the stock as well. It snapped a 2 days losing streak. It's up today by almost 1%. Would you still be bullish here?
If it is for a long-term perspective, yes, HAL is at attractive levels. No doubt about it that the business model is robust and the kind of modernization Indian armed forces are undergoing currently, may it be Navy, Air Force or the Land Army. HAL has a sweet spot here and kind of a monopolistic business. Also runs in its favor. So therefore, from a longer term 1 to 3 years perspective, HAL is a good buy. But from a trading standpoint, say from a week, 2 week, months, 2 months, I'd rather avoid and stick with the stuff that we have discussed earlier.
Shell, what else catches your attention right now?
Sakshi, will mark IRFC. This is Indian Railway Finance Corporation. At the moment, this is down 4% almost, 105 rupees for you, and very heavy volumes. This is ahead of an OFS. Our desk is pointing out this. Government OFS now opens today to divest 4% stake. Remember, IRFC has been one of those wonderful wealth creators, but last year down 14%, so that's painful, but fabulous wealth has been created in IRFC. 3 years gain is 56%, 5-year rally is 33% each year. So I remember, Sakshi, you and I talking about IRFC in the vicinity of maybe 45-50 rupees. all-time high on IRFC. Let's just check. This is something that requires attention. This is monetization that's happening by the government. So all-time high is 220 and at the moment at 105. Sakshi.
Absolutely. Gaurav, what is your own understanding of IRFC with the OFS opening as well? The government announcing plans of selling up to 4% stake here. The issue opens for non-retail investors today, and of course retail investors can place bids tomorrow. The government has offered to divest 2% equity in IRFC with additional 2% as a green shoe option as well. There is about a 26.13 crore shares that will be offloaded with additional 26 crore shares that will be, for under the oversubscription option as well. The floor price has been set at 104, taking the offer for sale size to 5,436 crores. How would you really be looking at this opportunity?
Actually, I completely agree with Shailenji that it has been a big-time wealth creator, has rallied from as low as 30 odd levels and went up to 200 plus levels in a very short span of time. Thereafter, what we are seeing is some profit taking and consolidation happening. This is somewhat a common factor that we have seen and witnessed in almost all of the railway related stock. They have rallied, one way up move in 1.5 years. They have multi-folded. Majority of them have, three-folded in just a short span of 1 odd year. Post this, almost all of them are into consolidation and there are no meaningful signs of any reversals. And same is the case with IRFC. I still do not find any signs of concrete signs of reversals coming in anytime soon. Rather, there is a bright possibility that it will further slip towards 92, 95 odd levels. That is another 10-12% cut from the current mark. So I think it is at best that we should, avoid it as of now, especially from a trading standpoint.
What about the overall railway space? Is that also in an avoid category for now?
From a trading standpoint, short-term trading position, yes, one should avoid it. I do not find any kind of a substantial buying interest coming in. May it be RVNL, may it be Ircon, IRFC for that matter, and even the wagon stocks also, they are also, laying low. So I divide the railway sector into 3 broad categories. It is the finance, infrastructure, wagon and engineering. None of them are performing at the moment.
All right, and we will continue to focus on all these buzzing areas. Thank you so much, Gaurav, for being with us on the program and, of course, sharing all your insights there on the markets. And we'll wrap it up as far as the morning edition of Market Today is concerned here. Thanks a lot, Shell, for being with us and sharing all those stock ideas as well. 25,579, 154 points higher. So we are holding up about 0.6% up on the Nifty. All the sectors in the positive zone. So do indicate a positive session ahead. The only index that's now giving in is the PSU banks right now, turning a bit red. But let's see how things pan out. It's the IT stocks rebounding today, and that's what we will continue to focus on as to how much of the losses will be recovered in today's trading session, and more ideas that we will continue to share with our top market experts joining in through the course of the session today. Stay tuned with us on Business Today Television. Much more coming up on your screens.
Presented by National Stock Exchange.
Look, this investment guru tips will double your money. Just claim the offer.
Double your money from any random group. Pay attention. Promising double returns, they'll lure you in tight. Unverified groups will send fake tips overnight, emptying your pockets before you can fight.
Well said! Well said! Well said!
SEBI and NSE advise consult only SEBI registered advisors and make payments only to verified accounts or UPI IDs. An investor awareness initiative by SEBI and NSE.
India's air defense systems had put up a spectacular performance during operations in